Hi everybody, it's crazy. It's Saturday and it's time for the UPBGE video of the week. Now, I didn't get a chance to do it Friday. A lot of things came up. Life happens. So, we had to postpone it over to today. Um, but before I get started, gotta give a shout out to my trusted, because you guys rock. To my crazy fam, I love you guys. And to my patrons, thank you for your continued support. Now, we're up to episode number 18. I left y'all with a little bit of homework assignment for last week. Um, so hopefully you did good. My first time around with it, I totally messed it up. So don't feel bad. Don't get disappointed. It does happen. You're going to mess up. You're not going to be doing it the same way. Nobody does it the same way. Okay? So don't knock yourself too much. I did, but, way back when. Now I see exactly where I messed up, and I really easily did it. And we'll go into that in just a minute. Let me finish reading up where we left off last week. We left off with the X key deleting faces. Or deleting vertices, edges, and faces. Okay, and the last part was to connect vertices and edges, use the F key. The F key adds faces. Okay, so it will add a face. Now, they all need to be selected and no more than what can fit in a face. So in other words, what they mean is you can't put, 250 vertices, okay, going around in a circle and put a face to it. It's not going to work, okay? It's only going to be within that area, okay? So if I did a square and do those four corners, it will make a face to that corner. Now, if I did a triangle over here and then try to connect all of them together, it's not going to look right. It's going to look messed up, okay? So only use the ones that you really need. Most people say 3 to 4 vertices per face is the best way to go. I agree with that, okay? So let me switch over to here. Okay, so your homework assignment was to attach the Suzie head to the shark body. Okay, now I've got mine attached, as you see, but you may have had a few problems because of the fact that you're missing some lines. Okay, and I'm going to go back to, I believe it was 4. No, it was 4A. Okay, 4A. And as you see here, where is this line here and where is this line here? There's 2 lines missing. Okay, now as you see, this one was not connected. But I've also, deleted half of the Suzie head as well. Because if you have a full Suzie head here, you got double the vertices. When you apply your modifier, it's going to wind up adding double vertices. You're going to have some major issues. It's best just to go ahead and use it for the whole modifier. And as you see with 7, okay, and I hit A and select all of them, you'll notice that it's only doing half. It's mirroring the other half, okay? All right, so we had to add these vertices, or these lines right here and right here, into our mesh to be able to connect all of these. Now, in order to do these, connect these together, you had to delete some faces. Okay, so if you went over to face select mode, which is right here, a little face select. Okay, you'll see this face and this face. Okay, which is the actual ones that you're going to wind up deleting, I do believe. Okay, and you're also going to delete the face. Oops, not that face, but there's a face. There was a face here, but I've already deleted it. You're going to delete these faces, and then you're going to start attaching them. And what I wanted to show you was how you can add faces to it, okay? Now you notice that, let's take it off face select, let's go back to vertices select mode. Okay, what it's talking about faces is it's talking about adding them in here like so. Okay, adding all these faces. If I do F right now, as you see, it just put in a face for me. Okay, but I don't want all those faces. I just want, oops, not that one. Come on now, work with me. All right, there we go. Okay, there isn't a face here. Okay, so I have to actually add this face here. Okay, and then hit face, and it's going to create a face between those 2 points. Okay, now as you see, I still got these hooked in. Don't worry about that. It's okay because of the fact that you're going to do a lot more things than just putting those in. But I wanted to show you how you create a face. Okay, so that's an easy way to do it. All right, so I'm going to go back over to mine, and we're going to go over some more stuff that we needed to do. Okay, so as I did these faces here, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, okay, I had to connect them together in order to make a face. So I deleted the ones off the back, okay, and I created these faces here. Now, if you notice, I have my lines here, okay, my lines are in here. That's very simple. All you have to do is hit Control R. Now, I'm going to go back over to my last one I did. I believe it was 4B. Does it got it? Yeah, okay. As you see, this is where I started connecting all my faces. I did that face there, and then I connected one here, here, and here. Hit face, and now I got my face back, and same thing with this bottom one. We're going to hit here, here, here. Oh, wait a minute, we can't do that. We're missing a line, aren't we? So, that's not going to work. So, if we hit back to 3, you'll see that we have to have certain lines. Okay, those lines need to connect at certain points. Okay, so we need to have extra lines in here. So in order to do that, we hit Control R, and you're only going to do it on the monkey head, not on the shark body. You don't need to do it, okay, just on the monkey head. You're going to hit Control R. You're going to left click one time. Now you see that it's got that yellow line again. You're going to drag it on up there, okay? You can drag it down here, but it's just going to be a pain in the butt, so just do it like that, okay? Then hit Control R again, and look, there you go, your lines, okay? Now, you're not going to be able to move it because it's at that point where something's not working right, so you bring that down, you bring that down, and you can slowly maneuver these guys together, okay? You just have to add a few lines. You see, it's going to look kind of wonky there for a little bit, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. It's not that bad. Okay? You're going to be adding faces. So you're going to add these faces all together. And this one's going to go with this one. This one is going to go with this one. And this one is going to go with this one down here, or this one down here. Okay? So they will line up. Okay? Hopefully you did it right. If you did it right, you're good. Okay? And let's go back to the original one. Okay, so that was it for the homework, and you should have it looking like this, okay? I added some extra faces and stuff like that. It's a little bit different than the actual design, but hey, you're going to have, you can change it up to any way you want it. You can do it however you'd like. There really is no bad way of doing it. You'll figure it out, and once you figure it out, you'll look back and go, oh, wow, I could have done it that way too. I did a lot of work with the Blender Wars guys, and they actually gave me some really good advice. If you would like to see them in the description below, they are listed. It's the Blender Wars. Good old Fred has been constantly trying to work on it. It's kind of like come to a crawl, but I learned a lot working with that group. Okay. All right. So now we've got our Suzie shark. Yay! We have Suzie shark. Okay. Let me take this off wireframe mode and go ahead and put it on solid mode. Look at that. We got a Suzie shark. Okay, so now with our reference images, we have a Suzie shark. Okay. All right, so we're going to continue on. Okay, to finish the model, you can add the swimmers on the sides, which we've already done. Start by selecting one of the faces and lateral of the lateral of the mesh and extruding it until necessary. As we did for the main body of the shark, we should add more sections to the swimmer with a loop cut tool. So he's talking about this, I'm believing, because we didn't really do that one. Okay, you can refine your model as much as you want. Okay, the current model is in Shark 4 Blend. Okay, so if you got the files, which are linked in the description, and also the book is also linked in the description, you can actually go to Shark Blend 4 and see, you should see almost exactly this. Okay, now we're going to go on to texturing. Let me see how far we are, because yeah, I'll go ahead and get this started, but we're probably not going to have enough time to do all this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started with texturing. Because the next step shouldn't take much time. To add a skin of the shark, we will use an image projected into the faces, or it's actually onto the faces. Okay, images are two-dimensional. While your models are three-dimensional, in order to match them both, we need to do the equivalent of peeling an orange and flattening it flattening the peel onto a flat plane. The peel in the plane will be our image of the orange skin, allowing us to use a 3D image for a 3D model, a 2D image for a 3D model. Okay. Another example is the representation of the world map, where a sphere is projected onto a plane. As we can see, now I'm going to switch over here so you can. Okay. All right. Let me go back up here. As you can see in this figure here. Okay. So that is what a globe would look like if it was flattened out. And this is some new stuff for you beginners out there, or people trying to learn. Okay. If you've already done texturing, you already know about 2D to 3D texturing and all that neat stuff, and mapping and all that. Okay. The process of mapping the 3D geometry to a 2D plane is called a UV texture. It's called UV texturing. Okay. So you got the picture. Okay. And then you're gonna wrap it around the image. Okay, around your 3D model, and it's called wrapping. Okay. Before we start, go to the modifiers panel and apply the mirror modifier. Okay. If you don't do that, the shark can have a different texture for each of its sides. Instead, it would use the same texture flipped in the model. Also, you will no longer need the background images. You can turn them off or remove them from the file. Both options can be found in the background images panel in the 3D viewport menu. Okay, so let's switch on over to here. Okay, and we're gonna there we go. Okay, what he's talking about is we're gonna apply the modifier. Okay, you cannot apply a modifier in edit mode. It's not going to work. Okay, you can try it, and the first thing that's going to happen is going to say, hey, modifiers cannot be applied in edit mode. Simple logic. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take it back to object mode. Okay, so it shows the full model. Okay, you know it's mirrored right now. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to hit apply. Make sure clipping is on, and you have it to the x-axis. Okay, and you hit apply. Now, if you hit tab and you go into it, guess what? Your Suzie shark is mirror image on the other side, and it's now applied. Okay, so that's one thing that they were talking about. Okay, okay, the background images, if you hit the N for the N panel, you can scroll all the way down here to background images and turn them all off. Because if you remember, okay, you see that this is on, but if let me turn that back off and hit 3, you'll notice that the images do not pop up anymore. Okay, see, the image does not pop up like it does over here. If I hit N over here, you'll see that where are you at? Down here somewhere. Okay, the background image is still on. I'm going to turn it off while you can see it. Okay, see how it just disappears now? You're turning it off. You don't need it anymore. Okay. And of course, I forgot one thing. Turn on my screencast keys. Crazy, you did it again. Okay, so we're going to take it off of wireframe, put it on solid, and look at that. We've got it. Suzie shark all ready to go. Okay? Alright, so to start creating a UV texture, you need to switch to edit mode and call the UV mapping menu U. Okay? Now, we're going to go ahead and, let's see, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and save this for next week. Your homework, if you want to try to play with it a little bit, is play with the U key, okay? All you have to do is hit the U, and it'll bring up your UV mapping, okay? What you want to do is, they're just telling you to unwrap it, okay? But you can do a smart UV project, light map pack, follow active quads, cube projections, cylinder projections, sphere projections, so on and so forth. You can also do it from view. Okay, but we're just going to unwrap, but I want you to play with these a little bit and see what you come up with. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and leave it there, and let me switch on over to here, and we're going to go ahead and end it for this week. Hope you've learned something. Hope you did really good on your models. I would like to see your model. If you would like to post it, you can come on over to my server. Link is in the description. You can drop me a comment here with a link, and I will be more than happy to check it out. It's not really a big, fancy model, but it's something that you created, and you should be proud of that. Okay, you made something cool, and you did it yourself. Okay, I didn't do anything with your mouse. I didn't control your computer. Nothing like that. You did it. So give yourself a clap. Give yourself a pat on the back. You did a great job. So we'll leave it off here at the end or in the middle of page 17, and we shall see y'all next week.